Hey, before we get into anything heavy, I just want to say something. If you're carrying a lot right now, if you've been walking around feeling like you're about to break, you're not alone. I know that feeling. Your chest is tight, your brain is racing, wondering if anyone even notices. And today, we're going to talk about it. Not with fake smiles or just be positive bullshit. We're going to be real about emotions, depression, anxiety, all of it. Why it hits so hard, what it actually means about you, and how to survive it without losing yourself. So take a breath, turn it up, and let's do this together.
All right. Okay. It's gonna be alright. It'll be okay. I think that needs to be established for all of us that are easily distracted, impatiently waiting for that American dream, staring at the cracked screen of my anti-fax machine. Crash landed where the woke intersect with the exhausted. They asked if I'm depressed, I don't doubt it. I was told it all began as a quest for some knowledge, progress. After you process the conflict, I'll be okay. And if I got one wish, I'd probably waste it trying to make myself an optimist. It's ironic because most of my thoughts are positive. Just hop in the whip, I promise not to drive off of the cliff. Happiness is my favorite physical feature, but I'm afraid I'll figure out that it's a mythical creature. I need to believe in a simulation that we living in. Spent the whole stimulus, check on some stimulants, I'll be okay. Just freestyle the answers if you feel it, put your hands up in front of
So let's get something straight. Feeling things deeply doesn't make you weak. It means your wiring is different. And I mean ancient different. Way back, our ancestors didn't survive because they were the strongest or the fastest. They survived because some of them could sense danger before it happened. They picked up the smallest shift in the wind, the tension in someone's voice, the flicker or fear in another person's eyes. That's what you got. Your nervous system is like it's running on high gain, and like you notice more, you feel more, and your brain holds on to those feelings longer. So in the science world, they call it sensory processing sensitivity. In real life, it pretty much just means like your amygdala is that part of your brain that processes emotions and treats and threats light up quicker than most people's normally do. And here's the thing: in a world where wild animals and sudden storms, that was a superpower. You know what I mean? In the world we live in now, is a constant notifications, bad news on any screen, and like a thousand little stressors like hitting you before lunch. You know what I mean? Like as soon as you wake up, the same wiring can feel like it's too much. It's not you failing, that's you running ancient hardware, okay? Like in a world that never shuts up. We're just surrounded by chaos. Depression, anxiety, a lot of the time, it's not some mysterious cure. It's your body's way of saying, hey, you've been in fight for way too long, and we can't run at this speed forever. It's like when your body's just had too much, or your brain's like overload. And when you add in like personal history, things like you've been through, and people that didn't treat you right, or situations that taught you to always be on guard, is no wonder your system is running hot like all the time. You feel me? Like you're not broken, you're just overloaded, and that means like the goal isn't to shut your emotions off. It's to like learn how to control the volume. Like I'm always trying to figure out like what the fuck I can do to figure this shit out. It sucks, man. It's like you can't breathe. Every morning you wake up and you're like, oh god, what the fuck? It's too much sometimes. It's like it's a total overload, and it can be exhausting. You know, but it just makes it feel so heavy that I can't it just it's like unstoppable. And it's like how do you work with this stuff? Like how do you cope? And you know, this just seems to be exhausting.
Just freestyle the answers. If you feel it, put your hands up in front of surveillance cameras, okay? I don't take the buffet for granted, make you understand it. When you see me licking my plate, we gotta travel through space to keep the family safe. Check your connections, can they handle the bass? If they reflect your face, it amplifies the existence of your significance. But only if you survive the collision. It'll be okay, even if you're feeling like there ain't no way. You're still with us today, it's gonna be okay.
Okay, so like the modern problem, okay, like so here's like the trap. Okay, your emotion system is built for survival in a tribe of maybe 150 people tops. Now you're plugged into the planet where it's billions, and your brain is getting everybody's noise at once. Think about your day. You wake up, bing, your phone lights up, and with bad news, drama, reminders of stuff that you didn't even want to do, and you haven't even had coffee yet, and your oblongata is already on high alert. You just scroll for 5 minutes, and then you just watch 3 disasters, 1 fake perfect influencer life, and some random argument that somehow pissed you off. On your way to work, traffic, horns, and someone cuts you off. Your body doesn't know it's a commute. It thinks you're being haunted. Heart rate spikes, breathing changes, and adrenaline drips in. You feel me? And then you get to wherever you're going, and you're hit with a dozen conversations and 100 little micro expressions, that one tone in someone's voice that sticks in your head all day. So, and here's the thing, most people don't even notice half of that, but I do. And, I noticed the slight eye roll when you said something, or the way your friend's voice cracked, when you said you were fine. I notice these things, man. And, like, I notice the way when a room changes, when tension walks in. And I'm processing all of it. And my brain's running it back like instant replay over and over. That's why I feel exhausted. Not because I'm lazy, not because I'm weak, but because my brain is burning more fuel than most people's just by, existing in a single day of modern life. I've taken the nervous system designed for quick bursts of alertness and put it into a world that basically is an alarm bell that never stops ringing. So no wonder my anxiety and depression rate are through the roof. Your system was built to sprint from a saber-toothed tiger, not sit in an open plain office under fluorescent lights while my phone screams at me. But I can't make the world quieter, but I can get better at controlling the noise. So I've been working on it, and I'm not talking about like cheesy self-help stuff, but I want to. It's a real battle test, a week-long experiment you and I can try to run together and see what happens when you start running your system on purpose instead of just reacting to everything constantly. It's just like when you get up in the morning, splash some cold water on your face before you do anything. Don't look at your phone, and don't just get into the bathroom, splash water on your face, breathe in like 2 heavy deep breaths, and like let out like a growl or whatever, and stretch. And I like to like put music on like right away before my brain has a chance to hear any kind of outside nonsense, before my day even starts. Because it's important, man. Like, you can't let the outside like get in before you even started your day, because it's going to set the tone for the whole day.
Okay. Alright, it'll be okay. Even if you're feeling like there ain't no way, you're still with us today. It's gonna be okay. Okay? I think I'm feeling alright. And I'll admit that sometimes I'm probably tongue-tied. Got me staring at the sun like my shoes ain't come untied. The clown face got replaced by this mountain of the Midwest average from the mid-2000s, And being the best was never the intended destination. I just want appreciation for my presentation. Even if I was the only human left in population, this is dedicated to the dedication. You better love yourself today, cause tomorrow will be harder. Put your guard up, don't let them penetrate your armor. Collect whatever crumbs you got and keep them in a bread box. You knew I was the one when I was sleeping in the wet spot. And maybe if you had $1 for all of your doubters, maybe you could grow a salad and water the flowers. I know the zookeeper seen my leash and my collar. I'm in a tuxedo smoking weed in the shower. It'll be okay.
It's gonna fuck your shit up, man. So, alright. Let's see here. I want to do like a 1-week experiment. I'm calling like this emotional field test, I guess. Like no motivational posters and like I don't want to sugarcoat the shit. Just practical moves you can test in real life, you know? I think we should all try this together for 7 days. You, me, everyone listening right now. And at the end of the week, we check in and talk about our results on the next episode. And I want to hear yours too. Like I want to hear if you're in here, like let's hear what happens with you too. Like don't be afraid to share this stuff because I think people need to be aware of mental awareness and you know, see what works best. And when you have a collective knowledge, I think it's a good thing to check out. And you also have a community of people that feel the same way as you do. Can help, you know? So, in the morning, it's called morning armor. So, in the morning, before you look at your phone, before the world gets the signal, one single word in, you do this. You go in the bathroom and you splash cold water on your face. You know, you take them 2 deep breaths, breathe slow in, 1 long breathe out, like a growl if you want, whatever. Then I like to pick music and today's a little shitty for me, but why this tells your nervous system, you know, because you're setting the tone, you know what I mean? You're not allowing stuff in your head before you're even getting in your own head, you know? It cuts early spikes and, you know, it just keeps you from your brain kicking in to overload prematurely, you know what I'm saying? So it's like almost preparation age on your fucking brain, man. You're getting prepared, you know? So like step 2 is the emotional layout. Carry these 3 reset tools every day, okay? Like your track, the one song that burns static out of your skull. You know, we all have a song or something that we can go to and do this. Try like a 3 to 5 word phrase that'll snap you back. Like, it's not mine to carry. Or hold the line, you know, when something spikes you. And then 3, have your anchor, you know, something physical you can touch, like a coin, for me, a guitar pick, or even your ring, a bracelet, anything, you know. Step 3, like overload protocol, when you're feeling yourself spiking. Step away from the situation, even 90 seconds can help, you know. Name what's happening. When you name something, you know, it literally claims it calms your oblongata. So when you put a name to the feeling or whatever and why you're feeling that way, if you can name it, it helps your brain to process it a little bit differently, you know? So change the input, Move your body, change your view, shift the sounds around you. If you're not avoiding the problem, you're taking control of your brain's settings before it burns out. So, step four, channel, don't choke. Emotions are fuel. If you bottle them, they rot. If you dump them without aim, they burn the wrong bridges. So, like for me, I would like write riffs or record voice notes or sketch, drum on the desk, or just get it out somehow. Okay, move. Even 5 minutes of chaos cardio will drop your adrenaline. And when I put on that music and I start, I'm dancing around and whatever I'm doing, moshing around with myself. It changes my day, man. It changes everything. It helps a lot. So, step five is a night debrief before you crash. Okay, note what hit hard that day. Note what helped that day, and decide what you're leaving behind before bed. So don't go to bed with all this luggage and shit. You know what I mean? It's not cool. It shifts this shifts your emotional memories from panic center to the logical center, so you don't wake up still carrying yesterday's weight. So that's like the mission: the morning armor, emotional layout or loadout, and then overload protocol, channel, don't choke, and then your night debrief. Do it for 7 days. Keep track of what changes. And when the week's up, I want to hear from you guys. So you comment, message me, tag me. I'll share your wins, your struggles, and yeah, even the parts that didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't just about fixing emotions. It's about providing yourself that you can drive that machine instead of being dragged behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Even if you're feeling like there ain't no way, you're still with us today. It's gonna be okay. Okay. Alright, it'll be okay. Even if you're feeling like there ain't no way, you're still with us today. It's gonna be okay. Okay. I think I'm feeling alright.
So this is the truth, like they don't really tell you. Being an emotional person is not a flaw. The world would try to sell you an idea that you need to toughen up, feel less, care less. But that's because most people are terrified of what happens when someone who feels deeply also learns how to use it. Okay, this is where we get strong. Think about it. The same wiring that makes you tear up during a song is the wiring that can make the best friends someone's ever had. Okay, the artist who paints what people can't put into words, the voice in a room that catches what everyone else missed. Okay, you're not fragile, man. You're fucking tuned. Think of it like that. You're fucking tuned in with everyone else's. Walks into a room and just sees walls. Like, we'll feel the temperature shift. We'll hear the weight in someone's voice. We'll catch things on set. That's not a weakness, that's a power. The trick isn't to shut it off. The trick is to decide when you turn the volume up and when to turn it down. And here's the thing about like my depression and my anxiety. Like it's not proof that I'm broken. There's proof that my system is overloaded. Okay, which means the more I'm learning to manage the input, the more I can turn the tide. So my emotions aren't the enemy, they're the instrument. And once you learn how to play it, the storm that used to knock you down because winds that pushed you forward, or the winds that it knocked you down before, but now it's going to push you forward. And you're not here to be numb, man. You're here to feel it all and still stand. Like you're unfucking stoppable.
All right.
Okay. All right.
So here's the deal. For the next 7 days, we're in this together. We'll run the emotional field test. Okay? And I'll run it too. And we'll see what changes. I don't care if you've been told, you're too much, or I don't care if people tried to make you feel small or feeling, for feeling deeply. You're not too much. They were just too little to hold it. Yeah, that's good. So, if you're feeling small or feeling, deeply, you're not too much. They were just too little to hold it. You got a high powered system. And yeah, it's intense, but intense is how things get built. Songs get written. Revolutions get started. If this hits you, send it to someone who's been crying too much, alone, let them know they're not broken. They're just wired for in a louder frequency. And when you're standing in the middle of a bad day, remember this, okay? You don't have to fight the storm every second. Sometimes you just have to remember it's not going to last forever. And until then, it'll be okay. So stay strong, man. And let's try this field test together. And be sure to comment below and let me know how it goes. And I hope this brings some goodness to some of us. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. Peace, y'all. Hope you have a great day.
Look at me, I'm a